guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, welcome. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you a full face, first impressions, review on Flower Beauty. So, Flower Beauty just came to Chemist Warehouse here in Australia, and I'm so excited because Flower Beauty, is very much an American drugstore brand because, it's developed in America. I think it was made for Walmart or something. It's Drew Barrymore's brand as well, and I've heard all about it on YouTube, seeing influencers talk about it, but I never really paid attention to what they were saying, or I skipped over that part. I tend to do that when, I don't have access to a brand, so I don't really care to know what it's about. I don't want to know what I'm missing. But Drew brought Flower Beauty to Chemist Warehouse here in Australia, so I had to jump on that bandwagon and try as many products as I could. So I bought almost an entire face full of makeup from Flower Beauty. The only things I didn't review was face powder and brows and bronzer. We'll get to that in a second. So yeah, I don't have the ability to film myself putting things on. I just don't have that kind of setup right now in the middle of moving houses. It's a whole thing. So I've already applied the makeup. I've had time to consider my review on them, what my thoughts are, and I'm actually going to go into a bit more depth than just applying it and going, oh, this is nice. So yeah, let's jump into what I think of all the products on my face today. Let's get into it. So Flower Beauty products are really, really affordable. The most expensive item I saw there was $13.99. So everything from like $14 down, that's a really affordable brand. So we like a foundation from like L'Oreal is like at least $30 minimum. So, to have a foundation half that price, yeah, we definitely needed to check this out. So, I'll just go through it in the order that I guess I applied it on my face. In terms of my foundation, I only put primer on this half of my face. I used the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer because I just tend to test all my foundations with that primer. So this is the Flower Light Illusion Luminous Makeup Nude Skin Feel All Day Wear Broad Spectrum SPF 18 Sunscreen in the shade Porcelain L1. So the lightest shade they sell. When I saw this foundation, hello, Light Illusion, Nude Skin Feel, Luminous Makeup, all those words definitely spoke to me. I definitely like that glowy skin look rather than that flat matte sort of look, just because I do have dry skin. This foundation I was very surprised by. I thought that for one, it was going to be very yellow on my skin. In the store, it just looked, I don't know if it was the lighting of the store or what, but it looked very yellow. I was amazed by what it actually did look like. It was a very good match for me. It's really hard for me to match foundations. Usually the lighter shades are too dark. I would say this was a very good match. Yeah, I really liked. It is the lightest, so if you are lighter than me, good luck to you. There wasn't a large range of shades, but the entire Flower Beauty range wasn't sold here in Australia. They've only given us, a select number of products. So I'm assuming that includes a select number of shades as well. But I really liked this foundation. It went on quite sheer, so I did apply some more layers in maybe the areas that I thought I probably needed it a bit more. But I'm okay with that. I'm happy with a buildable foundation because I don't need super heavy coverage every day. But yeah, I really liked the way it applied. It was very dewy on the skin, which of course is something I like. And yeah, it just made me glow. And even when I was powdering my face, I was like, oh, I'm still wet there. And I feel it's like, no, it's just, I'm glowy. Like I had this radiance to my skin and I really liked that. I was so surprised. I was ready to not like this foundation, to be honest. But the shade actually blends out less yellow than it may look in the bottle. It kind of coordinated with my skin and blended into my skin rather than sitting on top. So I really did like this foundation. I definitely want to see how it wears throughout the day, so I will definitely put in a check-in at the end of the night how I think the makeup wore, but based on the last few hours of wearing it and just how it applied, how my skin is glowing right now, like I really am happy with this so far and I can't wait to continue using this. It really did surprise me. I was so ready to just say, oh, it's a shitty foundation, it's only a couple dollars, like it's not even that great. Like, good on you, Drew. Like, I really liked this, so I can't wait to try it out. And for those of us curious, the shade L1 Porcelain, it does look yellow to me. Like, look at that. It just looks a little bit yellow, right? I mean, maybe it's because I'm naturally more pink toned and I don't like that. That looks quite yellow toned in my opinion, so. But I think what made it seem more yellow toned was putting it next to the concealer, which I also got in the lighter shade. Now, I think the concealer actually blended out really nicely. It was so easy to blend and the colors kind of blended in so well together. I didn't have that super bright under eye look, but it was still brightening under my eyes. I really liked how it blended, how it took the powder on afterwards. That concealer was really good. But it looks so pink in the bottle, like just like with the foundation, the color just didn't represent what it was like on the skin. So there's the concealer there. It looks so pink. Like, the applicator is actually really weird. It's kind of like a flat on one side and dough on the other, but it's angled in a way that you can't really use the dough side. You have to use that flat angle. But like, just looking at it on my hand and even against the foundation, it looks so pink compared to the foundation. There's the concealer and there's the foundation. Would you believe that they actually really work well together? The colors work well together. That is so pink. It's like basically a cream blush, just looking at it on my hand. And that really yellow foundation. You wouldn't think that these two products work like a dream, but when I put the foundation on, I was really happy with the foundation. It was like, okay, this is going really well. Then I was like, oh crap, now I have to put that concealer on, because I had swatched it before using it. I swatched it in the store, I swatched it when I got home, and I was like, that's just so pink. I don't understand how that's going to work. They were very much the most pale shades of each item. I couldn't buy anything else. Nothing else would suit me. So I was like, okay, I'll buy the palest shade of each, we'll see how it goes. I just figured, you know, Chemist Warehouse has shitty lighting, which it does, but you know, that still, looking at it right now, I'm just like, how the hell does that work? Oh, that's just so pink and that is just so yellow. How would that work? Like, I'm sorry, but I'm just so happy with how my makeup is today. Like, I couldn't believe how it just melted into my skin with coverage, and the colors weren't even an issue, and it took the powder so well. I couldn't, because I used the Laura Mercier translucent powder. Again, something easy to test new products with. I couldn't believe it. I was gobsmacked. I was like, how the hell did that just work? I was expecting 100% for a fail. I mean, it's one thing if the colors were different, but they had the same tone. Like, if that concealer was lighter, but like, look how much that is oxidizing. Like, if that's what's gonna happen to my face soon, I'm very scared. But for now, I really like how it's going so far. So this is my confusion here. I guess it's kind of a, we'll have to wait and see sort of thing. But I'm still shocked as to how it could be so different like this and so good like this. Like, how did that happen? I don't know if the powders sort of melted it all together and dulled down the colors, or if the sponge helped that, because I did use a sponge to apply all of this. I don't know, but I'm still really confused as to how this happens? How does that work? I just don't understand. That's going against all laws of nature in terms of makeup and what I've known for the past decades. So I don't know, but it was definitely, I'm still baffled by how that works. I'm sorry, I'm gonna stop talking about it, but like, what? We shall move on to the Flower Full Face Palette, Beauty Flash palette. Picked it up because it was the easiest way to test as many flower products I could at once. So it's got your eyeshadows up the top, you've got blushes in the middle, bronzer, highlight. I didn't use the highlight. As you'll see, there's another product I have. The eyeshadows, this shimmer, very underwhelming, I have to say. Even putting it on with a brush, barely anything showed up. Figured, okay, I'll try my finger. Tend to be, you know, what I have to do. Even then, it was just dull. Nothing wowed me, like, really? Like, that's it? Like, okay, even with my finger and a wet brush, and it just wasn't showing up to be anything special. Like, even a finger swatch, you know, it's just not great. But that's okay, because these two mattes are amazing. They have so much pigment. They blend so beautifully together. I have this one all over my entire crease, completely blown out. This one, of course, in my outer corners, a little bit in the crease, you know, just creating that basic eyeshadow look. Completely in love. The formula of these mattes, really good. For drugstore. Obviously, I've tried, you know, extremely expensive eyeshadows that have worked better. But this is a $13 little face palette with a couple eyeshadows in the top. I wasn't expecting anything to be mind-blowing. Like, it is what it is. But that was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. I was like, wow, these are blending so well. They look so nice on my, like, I was gobsmacked. I was like, well, wasn't expecting this. So the eyeshadow, the matte ones, they definitely apply better than they swatch, which, again, they're not made to be swatched. They're made to be blended on the eye. These blushes I'll quickly touch on. Very glittery. Not really my favorite. I don't think I would. Maybe you could even use them as crease shades if you're going for that pink sort of eye look, but it was just glitter on my cheek. It wasn't really any color, like, really, like, one's a little bit warmer than the other. Like, this one's a bit more matte, this one has a bit more shimmer in it. It wasn't anything to write home about. Sorry, but the eyeshadows were way better. You could use these as eyeshadows probably. As I said, it didn't use the highlighter. It just didn't even seem very blinding at all. It didn't even look like anything I wanted to bother with. This bronzer, however, I do not like this. It's not a bad product, but calling it bronzer is definitely the wrong word to use. The right word to use. So that just dropped and broke. Beware, these products are not made very well, as you can see. One, the packaging of this is terrible. Anyway, moving on. This bronzer is a blush. Look at my cheek. There's no bronzer on there. That is blush. I put blush through my entire face and I was like, holy shit. That is not a bronzer. One, it has a lot of shimmer to it. That, my friends, is a big blush. That is not a bronzer. That is the warmest, pinkest bronzer I've ever seen. That is a blush. I'm so sorry, but it is very powdery blush. Very powdery. I dipped my stippling brush into it. Powder went everywhere. Put it on my cheeks and I'm like, holy shit, it's full of blush. So I do not recommend it. I really like the eyeshadows in this palette, but that's about it. if I was to buy this thing, I wouldn't buy this, because I'm only liking 2 products in this entire palette, and those are the eyeshadows. Granted, I haven't tried, say, the blushes or the bronzer or the highlighter in my eyes as eyeshadows. This could just be an eyeshadow palette, I don't know, but I wouldn't put these on my face again. I wouldn't. I like the eyeshadows, the 2 matte eyeshadows, but that's it. The rest of it, it's not, I can find better, you know? And better ones that don't break. Like, come on. Now I've got to find some tape and put this thing back together. The mascara. It is the Flower Lash Warrior. I got Fiercest Black. I loved this mascara. For those of you who are curious, it is a quite wet formula, and I only did 1 coat. I'm not the kind of person who can just sit there for ages, put on coat after coat of mascara. I get bored too quickly. I gotta move on to the next. Like, I'm not sitting there for ages putting coats of mascara on. Like, it should be able to do it in 1, max 2 coats. Like, this is a great everyday mascara. I would definitely buy this again. It was really lengthening. It held the curl without even needing to curl my lashes. It held a curl so nicely. It's really black. It is a wet formula, but I don't know, maybe over time it'll become more dry. I don't know. It was okay. It was workable for a wet formula. The packaging, the lid part's really good. This part, it's kind of cheap. The wand of this one, it's kind of curved, kind of not. These spikes are quite sharp, so do be careful, but it does hold a decent amount of product in it. So I would definitely buy this again as an everyday mascara. I really quite liked it. Yeah, it's a good pickup for like $10 or however much it was. This highlighter palette. First of all, this brush, I would never use it. This space to hold the brush is a waste of palette, and it's a waste of space in my drawer. There you go. This one would be way too dark for my skin. I'd probably have to use it as an eyeshadow, so I haven't used it. This one, the pink one, I used in my inner corner and my brow bone highlight, and I have to say, it's a really pretty pink highlighter. And if the formula is the same as the one I used on my cheek, you would be very happy. This one, the lightest one I used on my cheeks. Not the most blinding highlight, however, I believe you could build it. I just didn't build it because I wasn't going for that super, you know, fully blinding look. But I think it is so pretty. Like, it's the most amazing glow that you can build to however you want it to be. I am really happy I picked this up. It's really good quality. It's so easy to blend. It's glowy. It's not glittery or chunky. Your texture is, any highlight's going to pick up your texture, but it doesn't do it that much, like, compared to others. So I really like this one. I just don't like the wasted space because I'm not going to use that brush. And the last product I got from Flower Beauty was lipstick. I couldn't be bothered going through all of the fancy liquid lipsticks, the glosses, the other products. I just thought classic bullet nude lipstick is what I really wanted to try. So basic, everyday, warm nude. That's it, just there, just easy, wearable, everyday color. I really liked this one. The packaging's pretty good as well. It's supposed to be matte, however, I got it all over my teeth. Like, it was, like, it doesn't, like, it's not a liquid lipstick. It is going to transfer, but it's really comfortable. If you just want, like, a normal lipstick. Like, I'm not so into these super matte liquid lipsticks or anything. I've always preferred just normal lipstick. It's easier to wear, easier to touch up, like, it's comfortable. It was a really good formula, and I'd really like to get more shades. It's just so comfortable on the lips, and the color was really nice. Again, I just went for a more common color, I guess, for you guys in terms of what you wear. I got the shade 020 Naked Blush in the matte formula. So yeah, pretty good lipstick. So yeah, guys, that was everything I got from Flower Beauty at Chemist Warehouse. May I just say I am absolutely loving these products. I'm going to give you guys an update on how the foundation has been lasting, because I've been using so many different primers. I wanted to test out this time how it went without a primer versus how it went with, and no setting spray and all that sort of stuff. So I will catch up with you guys in a sec.
6 hours later.
So I am ready for bed and I want to take off my makeup, but I thought I would update you guys on how it has lasted throughout the day. And I have to say, it's not the best lasting makeup I've ever worn, but I think it lasted pretty well considering it's like all $10 makeup from the drugstore. Like, I do look slightly shiny, but you know, I'm happy to look that way. I have got dry skin, so I enjoy the glow. I do think, you know, my pores are a bit more obvious. I don't think there's any difference between the prime side and the non-prime side. Primer doesn't seem to matter, well, in this case anyway. I think the lipstick lasted decently. Eyeshadow didn't really have any problems. You know, really nothing. No complaints really, you know, like it lasted decently. But yeah, it's, again, I've tried better makeup as well, so it's definitely really good for $10 products. So yeah, it definitely gets a thumbs up from me. So you guys, if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one. See you guys.